We now begin our discussion of the Doodle View class, and we're going to start with some of these import statements that you see here on the screen. First, let's take a look at line 9, where we have the Content Values class. This class is used to help us configure an object that will allow us to store the image the user has created into the device's gallery app so that they can look at that picture along with any other pictures that perhaps are taken by the camera on the device. Now, we're also going to be using a bitmap once again, kind of like we did in the Doodles class. The bitmap in this case is going to represent the entire drawing that the user is creating, and we'll be drawing onto that bitmap with an object of class canvas. And of course, you've already seen class canvas back in the Canon app, for example, and also back in class Doodles in some of the earlier videos of this lesson. We've already talked about colors and paints and points in the Canon app. In this app, we're also going to use from the graphics package the path class, and we'll be using that to store paths that represent each of the user's fingers that are currently moving on the device being used to draw. So we'll have one path object to correspond with each finger that's currently touching the screen, and we will store in those path objects line segments that represent transitions from one point to the next as the user drags a finger on the screen. We're also going to be using here at line 18 this images data type from the Android.provider package, and it's a nested type inside of the media store class, and this is going to be used to help us get information about where images are stored on the device, and we'll use that of course to help us store our image onto the device. And then also we'll be working with the gravity class, which is where the constants that represent layout gravity values are stored. And the motion event type, of course, is what we get when a motion event, a touch event occurs, and we need to then capture coordinates from the touch events.